There comes a moment when evil can no longer hide, a moment when the mask slips and you finally see the truth. And when that happens, when they know that you know, what do? They panic, they plot, they attack, because nothing terrifies evil more than exposure. When darkness is exposed, it doesn't surrender, it fights back. Evil does not simply accept defeat when the truth comes to light. Instead, it retaliates with force, with deception, with chaos. It panics at the thought of being revealed, because exposure is its greatest enemy. The moment evil realizes it has been unmasked, it moves swiftly to protect itself. It will do everything in its power to regain control, to silence the truth, and to manipulate the situation in its favor. This is why so many people hesitate to confront wickedness, because they know that once they do, a battle begins. Evil thrives in secrecy. It survives by hiding behind lies, by distorting reality, by making people doubt what they see and hear. It does not want to be recognized for what it truly is. That's why, when the light is shined on it, the first reaction is always resistance. A person operating in darkness will deny everything. They will act as if nothing has happened, as if you are imagining things, as if you are the one causing a problem. They will twist words, manipulate facts, and do whatever it takes to make you question yourself. They want you to second guess what you saw, what you heard, what you know deep down in your heart to be true. Because if they can plant even a small seed of doubt in you, they can keep their hold just a little longer. But when denial isn't enough, they take it further. They turn the attention back on you. Suddenly, you are the one who is attacking them. You are the one who is being too harsh. They will play the victim, shed false tears, and seek sympathy from others. And if they succeed, they will make you look like the villain for simply telling the truth. This is how they keep their grip, by making people feel guilty for exposing what should have never been hidden in the first place. If emotional manipulation doesn't work, they move to something more aggressive, via tactics. They will try to intimidate you, make you feel threatened, and convince you that it's better to stay quiet. They will spread lies about you, twist the narrative, and attempt to turn people against you. They will gather others who operate in the same darkness and create an illusion that you are standing alone. But this is only a distraction. Only a desperate attempt to hold on to the power they feel slipping away. What many don't realize is that this isn't just a natural battle, it's a spiritual one. When you expose evil, you aren't just dealing with people. You are confronting forces that have been working behind the scenes, manipulating hearts, controlling minds, and influencing situations. This is why the fight feels so intense, why the pressure becomes overwhelming, why it seems like everything is working against you. Because darkness does not give up ground without a fight. It pushes back with everything it has, hoping you will retreat, hoping you will give up, hoping you will walk away from the truth. But the truth is not meant to be hidden. The truth was made to shine. The moment evil realizes it has been exposed, deception will increase. Lies will come at you faster than ever before, and the person you've unmasked will do everything in their power to confuse, distort, and manipulate the truth. They know that if they can twist reality, they can keep their grip a little longer. The deception won't just be obvious, it will be layered, strategic, and designed to make you question your own mind. They will mix just enough truth with their lies to make them believable. They will reshape the story, adjust the details, and paint a picture that favors them. And the more you push for truth, the more elaborate their deception becomes. Evil does not surrender quietly. When the mask begins to slip, they will scramble to put another one on. They will act as if nothing is wrong, as if you are imagining things, as if your concerns are ridiculous. They will gaslight you, making you doubt your own memory, your own experiences, your own intuition. Suddenly, the things you saw with your own eyes, the things you heard with your own ears, will be questioned. And if they can get you to second guess yourself, they win a little more time in the shadows. A deception doesn't stop there. It spreads. Evil people know that if they can't convince you directly, they can work on those around you. They will whisper falsehoods in the ears of others, creating a web of lies that surrounds you. They will tell people that you are confused, that you are bitter, that you are out to destroy them for no reason. And because deception is their weapon of choice, they will make it convincing. They will appear calm, collected and logical, while painting you as unstable, angry, or unreliable. They know that perception is powerful, and if they can control the narrative, they can control how others see you. And they will also manipulate emotions. If logic doesn't work, they will appeal to the heart. They will cry when they need to, act remorseful if it suits them, and even offer false apologies to make you question whether they are truly as bad as they seem. They want you to feel guilty for standing your ground. They want you to feel like maybe you've been too harsh, too quick to judge, too unwilling to give them another chance. But the moment you lower your guard, they will strike again. And when all else fails, they will turn up the chaos. They will create distractions, stir up confusion, and make it so difficult to separate fact from fiction that you feel exhausted trying to make sense of it all. Their goal is to wear you down, to make you so mentally and emotionally drained that you give up on fighting for the truth. Because if they can keep you tangled in their lies long enough, they hope you'll eventually just accept them. But deception only increases when truth is near, because the darkness knows its time is running out. When evil knows it has been exposed, manipulation takes over. The person you've unmasked will no longer rely on simple lies. They will actively work to control the situation, twist reality, and bend people's perceptions in their favor. Manipulation is their strongest weapon because it allows them to shift blame, create confusion, and make you question everything you thought you knew. They don't just want to deceive you. They want to control how you think, how you feel, and how others perceive the truth. They will stop at nothing to regain power, and they will use every tool at their disposal to do it. The first tactic they use is guilt. They will make you feel as if you are the one who has done something wrong. They will tell you that you misunderstood them, that you overreacted, that you judged them unfairly. They will remind you of the times they were good to you, the times they helped you, the times they stood by you. And if you aren't careful, you might start to feel sorry for them. You might start to wonder if you were too harsh, too quick to judge. But this is exactly what they want, to weaken your resolve, to make you second-guess your decision, to stand firm in the truth. If guilt doesn't work, they shift to playing the victim. Suddenly they are the ones who are hurting. They will claim that you are attacking them, that you are spreading lies about them, that you are trying to ruin their life. They will cry if they need to, act heartbroken if it serves them, and make it seem like you are the villain for simply telling the truth. They want others to see them as innocent, as misunderstood, as someone who is suffering because of your actions. And if they succeed, they will turn people against you, making you feel isolated and alone in your fight for what is right. Another tactic they use is twisting your words. They will take what you said and reshape it into something it was never meant to be. They will take your anger and make it seem unreasonable, your frustration and turn it into cruelty, your honesty and make it look like an attack. They will use selective storytelling, leaving out key details, exaggerating minor points, and framing everything in a way that makes them look like the innocent party. And the more they manipulate the story, the harder it becomes for others to see the truth. But manipulation doesn't stop with words. It extends to actions. They will go out of their way to act kind, generous, and caring in front of others, making it even harder for people to believe that they could be capable of the evil you've exposed. They will smile in public while scheming in private, showing the world a false version of themselves while continuing to work against you behind the scenes. This is how manipulation works. It keeps people trapped in a web of deception, unable to see reality clearly until The damage has already been done. When evil people know they have been exposed, they turn to one of their most powerful weapons: isolation. They understand that as long as you have support, as long as you have people who stand with you, their deception cannot fully take hold. So they begin working behind the scenes to cut you off, to make you feel alone, to turn people against you so that you have no one left to stand by your side. They know that if they can isolate you, they can weaken you, and if they can weaken you, they can regain control. The first step in their plan is to spread doubt about you. They whisper lies, plant seeds of confusion, and create a false narrative that makes others question your integrity. They tell people that you are the one causing division, that you are overreacting, that you are seeing things that aren't really there. They frame you as the problem, so that when you finally speak up, others have already been conditioned to doubt your words. They don't need to turn everyone against you outright. Sometimes, all it takes is a little uncertainty for people to distance themselves from you. Then, they start turning your closest allies into enemies. They know that if they can corrupt the people you trust, you will feel completely alone. They use manipulation, half-truths, and emotional tactics to convince others that you are the one who has changed, that you are acting unfairly, that you are not who they thought you were. And because they have already planted doubt, people begin to pull away. Conversations grow colder, friendships become strained, and before you know it, you are left wondering why the people who once stood by you are no longer there. If that doesn't work, they will create drama and division. They will stir up conflict, making it seem like you are the source of trouble. They will provoke arguments, twist words, and create misunderstandings so that relationships fall apart. They want you to feel alienated, cut off from everyone you once trusted. And the more alone you feel, the more vulnerable you become to their control. Because isolation is not just about removing your support system. It's about breaking your spirit. They will also use silence as a weapon. They will ignore you, avoid you, pretend as if you don't exist. They will instruct others to do the same, creating an atmosphere where you feel invisible and unwanted. They want you to feel rejected, to question your own worth, to wonder if you really are the problem. They know that loneliness can break even the strongest people, and they are counting on that weakness to pull you back into their grip. But this isolation is not accidental. It is intentional, calculated, and designed to make you feel powerless. Because when evil loses control of your mind, it tries to control your environment. And when you are cut off from truths, from support, from the voices that remind you who you really are, it becomes easier for them to manipulate you back into submission. When evil knows it has been exposed and other methods of control begin to fail, fear tactics begin. Fear is one of the strongest weapons in the hands of those who refuse to let go of power. They know that if they can make you afraid of consequences, afraid of retaliation, afraid of what might happen next, they can regain some level of control over you. And so they shift their strategy from deception and manipulation to intimidation. They want to make you feel unsafe, uncertain, and too overwhelmed to keep standing for the truth. The first way they use fear is through threats. These threats may be direct or indirect, obvious or subtle, but they all serve the same purpose: to make you hesitate. They might suggest that speaking out will cost you something valuable, that you will lose relationships, opportunities, or even your reputation. They might imply that if you don't stay silent, they will make sure you regret it. And if they are desperate enough, they will go as far as to threaten your well-being, emotionally, financially, or even physically. They don't want to fight fairly. They want to scare you into submission. But fear is not always loud. Sometimes it works in the shadows. They will create an environment of uncertainty, making you feel like you're constantly being watched, judged, or plotted against. They will spread rumors, stir up tension, and make it clear that they are capable of making your life difficult if you don't back down. The goal is to make you feel surrounded, outnumbered, and without a way forward. They want you to think that standing up for the truth is too costly, too dangerous, too exhausting to continue. Another tactic they use is public humiliation. If they cannot get you to crumble in private, they will try to break you in front of others. They will attack your character, distort your words, and make you seem like the aggressor. They will try to embarrass you, to make an example out of you, to turn public opinion against you, so that you feel completely abandoned. They know that shame can be just as powerful as fear, and they will use both in an attempt to silence you. They will also create chaos around you, making it seem like everything is falling apart because of your decision to stand for the truths. They want you to associate resistance with struggle, to believe that life was easier before you took a stand. They will make it seem as if you were the one causing all the problems, that everything would just go back to normal if you would stop fighting. But this is only a trick, an illusion designed to wear you down, to make you question if standing for truth is worth the battle. This is how fear works. It doesn't need to destroy you outright. It only needs to make you stop fighting. Evil knows that if it can make you afraid enough to hesitate, it can take back the control it lost. And that is why fear is always the last, desperate strategy of those who know their darkness has been exposed. Spiritual warfare is real, and whether people recognize it or not, it is happening all around us. This battle is not just about what we see with our eyes. It is deeper, stronger, and far more dangerous than anything physical. It is a war between light and darkness, truth and deception, righteousness and wickedness. The moment you decide to stand for truth, to expose evil, to live in obedience to what is right, you step onto a battlefield where unseen forces begin to move against you. This is why the fight feels so intense. It is not just a struggle with people, it is a war in the spiritual realm. Evil does not want to be confronted, and the moment you stand against it, you become a target. You may start to notice that things in your life become more difficult. Unexpected obstacles arise, relationships become strained, attacks come from directions you never expected. This is not a coincidence. The forces of darkness work to discourage you, to weaken you, to make you feel like giving up. They want to push you to a place of exhaustion and doubt, hoping that if the pressure is strong enough, you will retreat. But the battle is not just about you. It is about what you are standing for. Deception is one of the greatest weapons of spiritual warfare. The enemy will try to make you question what is true, to blur the lines between right and wrong, to make you feel confused and uncertain. He will whisper lies into your mind, telling you that you are not strong enough, that you are alone, that you are fighting for nothing. But that is exactly what he wants, to make you doubt, to make you second-guess yourself, to make you feel like standing for truth is not worth it. Because if he can shake your confidence, he can weaken your fight. Another weapon the enemy uses is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss. These are the chains that he tries to wrap around you to keep you from moving forward. He wants you to feel intimidated, to believe that you are up against something too big for you to handle. He will use circumstances, people, and even your own thoughts against you to create a sense of overwhelming dread. But fear is a liar. It is a tool used to control, to manipulate, to keep people from stepping into their purpose. Spiritual warfare is not just about what happens to you, it is about what happens around you. The enemy will use people to attack, to spread falsehoods, to stir up confusion and division. He will create distractions, stir up unnecessary conflicts, and make sure that anything pulling you away from truth seems louder than what is leading you toward it. But these battles are not won with physical strength. They are won with persistence, with faith, with standing firm even when everything around you tries to push you back. Because when light stands its ground, darkness has no choice but to flee.